Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this week's episode, we are uncovering all things that diabetes can affect in your life. So if you or someone you know and love is dealing with diabetes, please take a listen to this episode. I'm going to share information that is going to benefit you, that's going to help you to better manage your diabetes. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this week's episode, we are uncovering all things that diabetes affect in your body and in your life. So I want to talk about, number one, that the 19th through the next 7 days, let me say it like that. The next 7 days is actually Diabetes Awareness Week. Okay, they're going to be shining the spotlight. You're going to probably see a lot of information out there about diabetes this week because it is the awareness that they're trying to bring forth to people, whether you yourself have diabetes or someone that you know and love have diabetes, and the things that they're dealing with. But what I want to do today is I definitely want to shine a spotlight on the things that diabetes can definitely affect in your life. I want to start off with the blood and the vessels, the heart, the vessels that's in our heart. When someone has diabetes, the blood vessels can increase, can get large, and that puts you at risk for a heart attack or a stroke. Now, I'm not sure if you are aware of that, but that is one of the things that diabetes do affect is your heart. And it does put you at risk for a heart attack or stroke. The small vessels can damage your eyes, your kidneys, and your nerves. Okay, so we want to make sure that you are aware of what it does to your heart, because you do put yourself at risk. Okay, being at risk for a heart attack and a stroke because of your blood pressure is going to be elevated. Okay, you're going to probably have poor circulation. More than likely you do have poor circulation, especially in your legs and feet, which is one of the things that they call neuropathy. That affects your nerves in your feet. You have the pain, the tingling, the numbness, and it's usually in the feet, and it may even be in your hands. Something else that it can affect is your digestive nerve damages. You can find yourself nauseous, constipated, or diarrhea. Usually that's one of the things that it can affect as well. Another thing is sexual dysfunction. You know, it could be from the medication, or it could be a direct effect from the diabetes as well. Okay. Your kidneys reduces filtering, the ability for your kidneys to do what they were designed to do as far as the function of your kidneys. Okay, you can possibly have kidney failure if it's unmanaged. So that's the reason why we really need to pay attention to these things, because if they go unmanaged, now it's one thing for the doctor to just treat your diabetes, okay? But it's something else for them to keep an eye on your heart and your kidneys. And if you do have diabetes, I'm sure that you have a kidney specialist as well as a heart specialist that you have to see on a regular basis, especially if you are type 1 and on insulin, okay? The other thing is that your eyes, you know, sometimes you get blurry vision to the point where, you may not be able to see. You do increase the risk of glaucoma and cataracts with diabetes as well. And I don't know if, the doctors, when they diagnose you with diabetes, if they actually tell you all this stuff, but I wanted to put it out there. I was going to the gym when I first came back to Dallas recently, back in July. I met this gentleman. He was in the gym working out, and he wasn't totally blind, but he was like 80% blind. And I asked him, was that from birth? And he said, no. He said it was caused from diabetes. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said that he will eventually be totally blind. Right now he just sees like silhouettes and like shadows and things of that nature. So he can't actually see what you look like when he looks at you. He just sees your shadow and a blur. So yes, you can, your vision will start to be affected by diabetes, glaucoma, cataracts as well. So you definitely want to keep an eye on these things, and I know that I've never had to deal with diabetes long term. I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was overweight, and that's another thing, is that your weight does have a lot to do with diabetes as well. But yeah, you want to keep an eye on these things, especially your heart, your kidneys, your eyesight, and make sure that you're not getting glaucoma. And that's the reason why it's important for you to make sure that you are, that you're aware of this information so that you can keep an eye on this stuff. It also can affect your skin, okay? You'll find that when you are diabetic that the process of healing is a lot slower. It's not like most people, they get cut or whatever, and they heal, relatively quickly. When you have diabetes, you're at higher risk for infections. The dry, itchy skin. But I do have some products that will definitely help you with the dry, itchy skin. But you definitely want to make sure that that you don't get cut. This friend of mine, just yesterday we were at the studio. She did a podcast, and she was sharing that she can't go and get her nails done. She can't get a pedicure. She can't get a manicure because she's a type 1 diabetic. And if she gets any cuts or anything, it takes her so long to heal. So she just can't go and get her nails in here. It could be a simple little nick. It don't even have to be like a major cut. It just be a simple little nick, and it could take forever for it to heal. Okay. Now here's one of the things that diabetes definitely affect: your immune system. You are at higher risk for infection. That's the reason why when COVID hit and they told people, if you have an underlying condition, especially like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high A1C, things of that nature, you are more at risk because your immune system is already kind of tapped out, if you will. So yes, you are at higher risk for infections, like the viruses, the flus, COVID, things of that nature. It's a very slow recovery from illnesses when you have diabetes. That's the reason why you really have to really take care of yourself if you do have diabetes, okay? It affects your hormone and your metabolism as well, okay? Because of the insulin resistance, it affects your hormones and your metabolism, okay? And when I talk about your metabolism, it's, you look at how you may not be able to lose weight because your metabolism has slowed down so tremendously, okay? You have difficulty in regulating your blood sugar when you have diabetes. Weight management is another thing that is a problem for diabetics as well. And it is a challenge, and I get it, However, I think having someone, a naturopathic or holistic health practitioner, that's where we come in at to help you to manage your weight, help you to get a good balanced diet, so that way you will be able to maintain a good healthy weight, because it does affect your circulation, nerve damage, and we want to make sure that all these things are intact. Okay, so. And when it comes to your feet, that's the other thing too, because you can have nerve damage and poor circulation, which means if you do get a nick or a cut, it's going to take longer for it to heal. Okay. You're also at risk for ulcers and infections. Yep. Absolutely. Now, here's something that we probably don't think about too much, and I'm not sure if the doctors has mentioned this to you, your oral health. Okay, you're looking at possible gum disease, infection, dry mouth, and you may wake up with feeling like you have cotton mouth, or your mouth may feel like a desert. Whenever you wake up in the mornings, that's just one of the effects of diabetes. Okay, your brain. Your brain is affected by diabetes. You are at a higher risk of strokes and possibly memory and cognitive function as well. Okay, so diabetes affect a lot of things, and that's why we have to be aware of what it does affect so that we can keep an eye on these things. Even when it comes to your mental health, diabetics are at higher risk for depression and anxiety. Okay, when my friend Miss Angie was on the Jeff Crilley show on yesterday, she was talking about how depression set in, especially when she first became a diabetic, and she found out she was a diabetic. She said the depression was overwhelming. So your mental health is something that you definitely have to pay attention to as well, because it can be stressful. She says that being a diabetic is a lot of work. It's like, you gotta, concern yourself with your eating, your rest time, your sleep, your water intake. All those things are things that you're forced to do, and that's the reason why I try to get people to understand, before you get to the point of having some type of dysfunction or disease or something that is totally out of whack in your body, I try to get people to understand that if we can just get with the 4 pillars, the water, the exercise, the sleep, and the food that we eat, that's going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep you well. So mental health is a big issue. Okay, again, you are definitely at a higher rate of depression and anxiety when you're a diabetic. You gotta look out for your stress too. Okay, stress management on a daily basis is really, really important. Really important. So if you or someone is living with diabetes, we are having, I'm not having, Miss Angie from the radio is having an event this weekend, starting on the 21st. And you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to post a page where you can go in and see all the details about the event. Friday night, we're going to have a comedy show. It's going to be amazing. My daughter is a comedian, and she's going to be performing as well. Saturday morning and afternoon, we are going to have a picnic in the park. I'm actually going to be a guest speaker, just kind of sharing information with you all about diabetes as well. So bring your family out. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have someone's going to be grilling hot dogs, hamburgers, things of that nature. So come on out on Saturday. All the locations and information is going to be on the flyer. So make sure you take a look at that as well when you are, once you finish listening to this podcast. And then we're going to wrap up Saturday evening with some smooth jazz. So join us and learn some useful information, and just get the information that's going to help benefit you so that you will be able to better manage your diabetes. Okay, and I sure hope to see you there, either at the comedy show on Saturday morning. Event starts at 11 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure you come out and join us. Bring your family, bring the kids. Come on out and have yourself a good time. Get some more information about diabetes so that you can better manage your diabetes. Okay? All right, that's what I have for you today. I hope that these 12 things that I mentioned are helpful to you. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. Maybe you know someone who may not know this information. So please share this video with them. But before I get out of here, I got to say thank you to all my listeners around the world, here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Japan, Netherlands, Pakistan, Indonesia, Portugal, and Samoa. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today here on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. And if this has been a blessing to you, this information has been helpful to you, please share it with someone, tag them in this podcast, share it with somebody who it may be a benefit to them as well. So this is Master Coach G. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, and make sure that you become a subscriber to my channel. Okay, because that way every time I drop a new video, you will be alerted and you will be the first one to get it even before it reaches the masses. So this is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.